Do you ever find yourself working on a job? It's just not going right at all, but you just keep at it. Hey there, Daniel Hartman, community machinery behind the scenes. And another virtue of the day. Today it is determination. Now, I've been thinking about jobs I've done where there's a timeline, working late at night, after a long week, Friday night, feeling burnt out, wanting to be somewhere else, having a good time, and determination really being that essence that comes up and says, hey, I don't care what it takes, what it costs, what materials go into this. And it also gets me thinking of a lot of the times there was a job actually that came in the other last week, a part for a plow, four bottom plow, and it was missing this retaining clip that held the coulter, basically what slices into the ground before the plow flips the sod over. So that clip was missing. Someone put in a snap ring. It was too small, and the coulter sleeve would just fall over top of it. And eventually came up with the idea, oh, I can just make a U-shaped clip out of 1/8 inch steel and then weld another piece across the front. Anyhow, wake up at 2 in the morning thinking that thing is too big. When the coulter turns, eventually the piece I'd made was square shaped and it was going to rub. So, knowing to do the right thing, even though it came at a personal cost, also meant peace of mind. And just eating that cost and calling up clients saying, hey, can you bring that thing back? And knowing that I was comfortable doing that because they said, hey, I can leave this with you. Because we started on this thing at 4:30. And I think we were messing around with it till about 6, looking for different solutions. So they were already open to making 2 trips. I just said, hey, I got a new piece made. You want to make a trip over? We'll just tack this thing on. I'm concerned that other one's going to turn and damage your coulter. And then you got to get parts, which he was already concerned about getting parts because our border is close to Nova Scotia, where most of the tractor parts are just the other side of that border. So, anyhow, having the determination to do the job right, no matter the personal cost. And sometimes there's a lot of materials that if I've got a new length of a 24-foot length of steel and I just need like 2 inches, part of me can just be dragging my tail, lifting that up on the bandsaw to cut off a little piece. Or, if there's some really high end material that I didn't quote into a job, it can be a bitter pill saying, this is the only thing there is, and just having to suck that up and just say, hey, it's just got to get done. And I think those are a lot of the essence of determination. Other quick anecdote: last weekend I just did not feel like getting out of bed. I had a few tough things happen through the week. By the end, I was just feeling like I was completely done. I got myself to do a couple little things that I enjoyed over the weekend, as far as just sorting out a couple things, crossing some things off the list, as far as organizing lists, not doing the things on the list too much. And also just watched a lot of videos, YouTube videos, did some research on spot welders, which is really interesting to me. So determination also is one of those things that when we feel like we're ready to throw in the towel and try taking a different direction, to realize we're not always going to feel that same low state of energy where we're not mentally clear. And then, interestingly enough, this week, some new opportunities opened up that aren't within the realm of what I traditionally do a whole lot of for work. So that's exciting, just recognizing the darkest moments just before the dawn and keeping going that way. So I don't know what else to say about determination other than it's a really valuable thing to recognize what gets us to be determined, what we stake down to. Also gives me thinking about the story of the dog soldiers, dog warriors, the Cheyenne, where they would stake themselves down as a sign of commitment, which bolstered the determination of everyone coming up behind them. So it's one of those things, starting something, whether it's a business, whether it's a social enterprise, whether it's just a hobby, the more we stake down, the more we'll attract other people into our lives that also want to get committed to that same thing, like getting to a fitness routine. That's when we make our own commitment to it, then other people start showing up in our life that are interested in that same goal. So, on that note, till next time, stay virtuous.